Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is for you. Welcome to the Randy Rex Show. So earlier today, I did a little bit of recording. So you're gonna get some snippets from that. We're gonna tune in to the finale of these segments of Cousin Conversations and Beauty Sesh. This week has been a very dramatic week for a lot of people with Donald Trump winning the presidency again. I know that's very triggering for a lot of people for me to say. So if you are one of those people, I just want to let you know I feel your pain, and to remember that there is always a rainbow on the other side of the storm. Get out and do the things that you love. Surround yourself with the people that love you. But in the meantime, enjoy this episode. I never thought that I would be a politically driven person. Like, my family is just not a political family. That's not where I come from. That's not what I'm rooted in. That's not what my upbringing was like. So everything for me to get to this point has been everything on my own accord. I've done that as like my own free thinking adult. And those are the kind of things that I relish. Those are the kind of things that I can't get enough of right now in my life, because as I've displayed in this YouTube series, I am in a space where I am being myself. I am not making apologies for having a high-pitched voice or being flamboyant and talking with my hands. I am going to be my 100% authentic self. And no, that doesn't mean I'm just gonna walk into the room and be an asshole to everyone, but I've never done that. What I have always done is walked into the room and dimmed my lights. I'm not gonna do that anymore, So these are all things that I'm passionate about. Like, I've said it on my YouTube channel multiple times, like, getting on here and talking, going behind the camera and editing and filming and all of that stuff. It's just I'm not doing like award-winning episodes here. This is something that I do for fun, that I enjoy because it feeds my heart and my soul. And in the same way that I am flexing that muscle and, getting to know myself, being more comfortable with myself, putting myself out there in the world, growing, living, learning, prospering. It's the same thing with how I became involved in politics. And, I am one of those people that I voted only twice in my entire life, and both of my votes were votes against Trump. And I have no qualms saying that. Like, even when talking with one of my cousins and they asked me why I voted for Kamala, I started to list things, and I got to like 4 things before they said something, and then I let them talk, and then I responded to what they had just said. So I never really got to list all of the reasons why I voted for her. There are multiple reasons, but in my head, in that moment, I'm speaking with someone that I can be open and safe with and vulnerable with. There's a lot of reasons why I voted for her. So I just said the most obvious in the first, which are she's a woman, she's black. In our history, all of our presidents have been white male. I'm sorry, but those are not the only reasons. There's nothing wrong with that being part of why I voted for her. Even though my cousin did interrupt me, and I very well may have interrupted him, but I do try to, in those moments when I'm talking with someone like that about something heated and they interrupt me, I do try to just shut up and let them talk. Because ultimately, there really is going to be no dialogue if we're both just talking over each other. Obviously, it's a struggle because I'm having to fight to find when I am able to actually say something and, keep it coherent and keep it on track and keep my points and getting them across. But, like anything, it's a muscle. And the more you use it, the easier it gets. But, suffice it to say, we were able to get to a point where it wasn't heated and we got to hear each other out, and it was like we got to become closer because of it. And I guess that's the ideal, but there's just so many more elements that come into play with this because this is all so new to me. Again, like, I never thought that I would be a politically driven person or voting. Like, it's just, again, that's just not where I come from. But, so going through this is completely new for me. I would hear things in the past about people feeling like it was a sense of like a death in the family or like a breakup, losing an election like this. And this time around, I feel it. It's crazy because, I'm 36. I'm gonna be 37 in a couple of weeks. And life is just so crazy. Life is so crazy because I never would have imagined that I would be one of those people that I would read about or hear about or know or talk to and meet in my life. Like, I mean, I did feel sad. I do feel sad. I feel angry. But I feel good being able to have voted the way I wanted to vote and to feel confident and passionate about the issues that brought me to where I am. And I just feel happy and grateful to be able to have people in my life that will surround me and will support me. And to be able to live a quote unquote as close to as possible as a normal life that there is, because at the end of the day, I really believe that that's what everyone wants. Everyone wants to just have a quote unquote normal life. They just want to be happy. They want to have their loved ones. They want to have a companion. A lot of people that I know want a family. They want children. They want a home. They want to go on vacations. You want to be happy. And I'm gonna choose to be optimistic. I'm gonna choose to be happy. I'm not going to see the worst in people. you could say I'm being ignorant, you could say I am being naive, but I want to give people the opportunity to rise up and surprise me. I'm not gonna sit there and think that they're down below and they're being negative and whatnot. But part of all of the stuff that's going on, like I made this really fun new intro for Beauty Sesh and Cousin Conversations. So this is the finale episode of this session of Beauty Sesh. Next week I will have a brand new episode, a brand new look. So you can look forward to that and go ahead and get the final peeks of me completing my look, and then you get to see my final look. And there you have it. It's funny because I'm sitting here thinking the different interpretations people take of me putting makeup on. I really don't care. I don't care to go through that. I've already laid out my intentions in the video. So if anyone wants to comment, by all means, go for it. It's free country. As you used to say growing up. It's America. It's a free country. But yeah. Let's see, look, that worked out perfectly. Maybe not as much, but still. No, but I don't really care. Like, I've often thought about my identity, people's perception of that, especially with so much more for the LGBTQ community coming to the foreground, like transgender rights specifically. And I've definitely had that conversation with myself. Like, am I trans? Do I feel like I'm in the wrong body? I definitely don't feel like I am. Long story short, I don't. I love my body. I love myself. I love being a man. But you know, a part of the man that I am is I am very feminine. And I do not want to be a woman, but I love to be a gay man that is just flamboyant and that has all of these beautiful flamboyant characteristics. Like, men don't have to be one thing, and that, if anything, is sorry for screaming, but that, if anything, is really where, like, if you want to see the kind of person I am or who I am, that is me all day, where I will not conform to a institutionalized ideology that is detrimental to so many people out there, and something that does not appreciate the value of human life, yada yada yada, etc. So, you know, I have to keep telling myself that me just even being myself in my day-to-day life, talking with my tone, speaking in my voice, being myself, I am representing my community. I am out there. For as selfish as that may be to some people, and it is, and I need to do more for the community, but that is a lot for me. To be myself. Like, I wasn't always comfortable in my own skin. So I'm going to take every win that I can. I'm going to propel myself forward. And I am going to love every minute of that. And I'm going to help those who I can. I'm going to show as a true inspiration that you can be yourself. And you don't need to seek outside of yourself for any validation or any confirmation that you're enough, that you're valid, that you matter. That is all within yourself. Like, to be 100% frank, me being single is often on my mind. So it's quite funny that I'm sitting here talking about you are enough, because like I really could remind myself of that, which I just did. But yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so now I just need to do a little cleaning up. But where? Here it is. This is a dramatic look, but I said I was going for color. I said I was going for drama. That's what we got. That day I recorded that, I was not feeling 100%, but I trucked through it. And I ended up with all of this footage, and I'm so proud of myself, and I'm so happy that you all stuck around to join me for this crazy journey. Right, so we are wrapping up all of these segments that I have recorded, but just like with Beauty Sesh, Cousin Conversations will be back next week. But in the meantime, go ahead and check out the final episode of this conversation I had with Augie and Troy.
My thing was kind of stupid, but I've always thought about it. I was like, because I want to write a script, because I'm not a script writer. I don't know how to write a script. I don't know how to write anything for characters or anything. I'm more of like a big picture, let me draw something kind of guy, comic, whatever.
Love it.
But it's like, because I like improv a lot, as in like I would want to things come off more genuine, less scripted. So it's like, oh, what if I go to a college campus and I'm like, hey, let me set up a scene. What would you say in this scene?
Would you give them like a prompt or something?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like do I have a prompt now specifically?
No.
Kind of.
No, well, that's fine. I was just curious.
You know what I
like,
mean?
your
Like,
idea,
you know what I mean? It's kind of like.
That's cool. I like that.
The
I really
kind
like
of
that.
prompt would be like, okay, so I'm X character, and you just saw me get kicked out of a bar or an Uber, and you're Y character.
You're hilarious.
You're Y character. You saw that, and I scraped my knees on the floor, and you saw that, and like I'm struggling getting up.
Aww.
And you're gonna help me? What would you say? What would you do? Type shit. You know what I mean? Like
that's a good one.
You know what I mean? Something small like that. Because like you know what I mean? I can't just write for I can't just write for another character. Well, this character would come up and pick you up, dust you off, and fucking give you $10. You know what I mean?
Are you doing like really? So the idea of it is just to kind of get ideas.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
that's so brilliant. I
love
that
because I never know what you're gonna say. I would never know what you would really say. You know what I mean? So it's like, what if Augie says something kind of profound? What if you say something fucking hilarious?
Or what if someone's like, I'm just gonna walk by?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Or someone says, I'm gonna do nothing. You know what I mean? It's like I'll take the one that really suits the situation the best and go from there.
You
and
are
then,
brilliant.
You know what I mean? It's
I
kinda
love
something
that.
like You know what I mean? It's like that's what I would do, honestly. And I'll have
really
like a
fun.
picture, like, oh, this is the character. You do you. This is all you have. Go for it.
So let me see. Let's say this is me. I'm walking, and this is you, and you're getting kicked out. Where am I seeing you? I want to answer your question.
Oh, this is me getting kicked out.
Yeah, and then this is me walking by. How do I, like, when I'm walking by? Where am I seeing you?
This is a street. So you're walking. You don't even notice the car. It's a street. This car is going much faster than you are. Something happens in this Uber. Bam, getting kicked out. Standing right here, like fuck, and like you're like, oh, I just saw that. This guy just storms off. I'm still on the kind of floor, kind of like picking myself up. You come up.
I would be like, "Are you okay?"
You know what I mean?
I wouldn't touch you without asking your consent.
You know what I mean?
I would ask you if
But
you were
it's
okay.
like,
and would take it
it's
from
like
there.
that's why you ask like multiple people. It's because not everyone's gonna say that. Not everyone's gonna be that nice. A lot of people might just walk away, or a lot of people would just like, yeah, fuck that guy, or you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like,
Is that what you would do?
if I would have saw that, like honestly, I'd probably just go and be like, "You all right, man?" Like,
See,
like,
that's
like,
a good
like,
response.
I had to say like, "You all right?" Like, what did you do? Slash, like, is he just taking it out? Like, I would ask questions, but it's like,
He's like,
but that's like
because
kind
I have a gun.
But
I'm
the
kidding.
thing is,
See,
like,
my worst case scenario.
at that point, that's why it's like, because I don't like my response. That's why it's like, that's why I asked what other people would say, and that's what I would go, because I'm going for more like funny slash real. So it's like somebody's like, "Damn, you got fucked up." You know what I mean? Like somebody said that, like maybe that'd be kind of funny for. Now I'll put that in the script. Oh, damn, you got fucked up. Or you know, it's like I don't have examples of responses. But
So this is you. Would you say this is like a
Passion?
writing experiment?
yeah,
Would
sure.
that
for me specifically, yes.
that would be. I love that. That's so good.
So some more behind the scenes with that session of cousin conversations. It was so long. There was a lot of readjusting, repositioning, figuring out where we would be, where the camera would be, how everything would work logistically. There was a lot of recording just before anything that we would actually consider putting out. But you know, just like the first session of Beauty Sesh, it was a lot of not knowing what I'm doing and kind of just figuring it out as I go along. But yeah, we'll be back next week. Thank you so much for being here with me, y'all. Well, I hope that y'all's week has been less dramatic than mine. But just as one of my cousins told me this week, I am a dramatic person. And I'm also a smart person, and I am not dramatic in a negative way, but I think again for like a male to be as openly dramatic, flamboyant, feminine as I am, people are not used to that. I don't necessarily feel like there's a lot of safe space for us. Like even the encounter that I recalled a couple of episodes ago about the kids at my part-time job, like they just had a reaction to my voice, you know. So there's a lot of ignorance out there. I don't care what people say, like I live that, I experience that. So having said that, I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I can't wait for y'all to check out our brand new segments next week. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I had the most amazing time making it, and I can't wait to see y'all next week.